So I'm in the Leas Cliff Hall, and today we're joined by the legendary, one of the biggest selling bands of all time, the Drifters. Hello, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, right. Now, of course, you're in Folkestone. I believe Drifters have been to Folkestone for the last 10 years, at least every year. So have you guys got experience in Folkestone? Do you enjoy Folkestone?
I've personally been here for about 5 years now. I've been coming here 5 years with the Drifters. I've been a Drifter for about 7 years.
Yeah.
So I spent about 5 years coming here to the great auditorium that you guys have here. So it's been a fantastic experience. Yeah.
Yeah, the Leas Cliff Hall's wonderful. Have you guys played the Leas Cliff Hall before?
Yeah. This is the third time?
My third time here now.
Third time for you guys.
Yeah.
First time for you, right?
First time.
Yeah, of course. You're one of the newer Drifters. Could you tell us a bit about the process of getting into Drifters? Because of course there's a lot of people who've been in the Drifters, over 65 people, and of course you come through. You're one of the newer guys. So what's the kind of experience?
Basically, you have to be understudy for at least a year, where you basically learn how to walk, talk, eat like a Drifter, basically do everything like a Drifter. It's crazy. But you basically have to go through the process of that and learning the history and, where they've been to where they're going and all that stuff. And luckily for me, I'm here now.
Wonderful, yeah. And of course, I mean, with 60 different members, of course, you guys are the current members of the Drifters, and you're part of the history of the Drifters. What's that like being part of that history?
It's an honour, but it's also a lot of pressure as well.
Right, yeah.
But it's just nice to follow in the same footsteps as some of the old guys, like Jonah Ellis and Johnny Moore, those guys, and just doing what they did. I mean, they were the pioneers, so it's just an honour to be part of that.
How would you describe your time as your time with the Drifters?
My time with the Drifters has been amazing because I'm actually the youngest member of the group, so for me...
He keeps playing on that youngest member.
I've got my granddad, my big brother, my uncle. It's been amazing. It's been a really good trip so far.
Have you managed to learn a lot from, of course, being part?
Oh, yeah. I'm a different guy to when I first started, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, if we come to you, of course, one of the older Drifters, if we say it like that. Of course, you've had a lot of different shows, a lot of different experiences. I mean, could you pick a highlight so far?
The highlight for me would probably be at the O2 in London. Yeah. We did that in 2010. We were on tour with the Four Tops and the Temptations in the Arena Tour, with the Four Tops, Temptations, and the 3 Degrees. And how many people were packed into that?
About 20,000.
Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. And 20,000 people singing to Kissing in the back row is it's an amazing feeling. So I think that would be my highlight.
Wow. And of course, as part of the Drifters, last year you released the Gold album, Up on the Roof, and of course that must have been fun, of course, because you was putting new material together, and on top of that you was also recording old material, historic Drifters tracks. So what's that like getting into the studio and recording that?
Well, I wasn't here at that point.
You weren't here at that point?
I came in on the back end, so those guys would be better to tell you about that.
It was great to do that, and we actually used the same technique as they used back in the day, with having one microphone and all of us standing around the microphone to record that way. So it was great to even use some of the old ways of recording.
And I hate to say it, of course, because you wasn't in, but of course the gold disc and 14 weeks was it in the chart as well in this kind of climate. What was that like? I mean, that must have been a big celebration at the end.
A massive celebration at the end. I mean, it's something that I never thought I'd be, a part of. Seeing the Drifters get a gold disc again for an album was absolutely fantastic, and to have a couple of new tracks from the fellas and I on that album was a great feeling, and it's hanging in my mother's living room wall now. So it was a great feeling and something that we're all very proud of.
And of course, next year is the iconic 60 years of the Drifters. I mean, you just all had a big kind of breathe in, just to suck that in. 60 years. How would it be celebrated? How would the Drifters celebrate the 60 years?
Well, I think you're going to have to come to one of the shows next year. I can't reveal too much, but
we don't want to give anything away.
But seriously, it's going to be very exciting.
It's going to be great.
I'm really excited about it. So,
I've got to say, I've just heard a lot from your manager, and there's a lot of songs, a lot of different melodies. Just listen to a bit as well.
We'll definitely celebrate in show. Fans will come out and see, fantastic. We try to put on a fantastic show always anyway, but as it's the 60th anniversary, I think we'll be putting out all the stops,
Yeah, wow. And of course, as 60 years, I mean, of course, have you all had different solo careers as well? I believe you've had a solo career.
Yeah.
How iconic do you think the Drifters are to just soul and R&B in particular?
Well, I mean, you got to think about this. The Drifters were before Motown.
Yeah.
And, just when you think about R&B and soul music, that's where it all started with doo-wop and coming straight out of the gospel scene and church and all that. I mean, Clyde McFadden was a big gospel player. And so it really kind of started with him and the Drifters on Atlantic Records. And, 53 years, 60 years. It's just it's just an amazing feel. I mean, Drifters started in 1953, and to be traveling all this way. I know we've had a lot of different members over the years, but, just to keep that essence alive with the Drifters fans and the music and everything else is just... that's where it all started for me, and people like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson came after the Drifters started doing their thing, and so they're just credit to the test of music, And
of course, as I'll come back to you again as a new member. I mean, seeing still loads of fans come out after 60 years for this group. What's that like?
Oh, it's just crazy, man. I mean, it's just such a privilege to be a part of it all and to come into such a big thing. Like, I mean, when I wasn't understudy and all the rest of it, it's like I knew it was big, but now being a part of it, man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and the pressure is crazy, but I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
And, of course, you're still together. The Drifters are still touring now, and you're here in Folkestone on the Masquerade Tour. I mean, how's that gone down so far? How have the fans taken it?
The fans have enjoyed it. I think one of the things I notice looking in the audience is the differences in age group as well. There's young, there's middle-aged, there's the older guys in there as well, and ladies. We always see the ladies, can never leave the ladies out. So it's just great to see, a mixed bag of people when you look in the audience and stuff. It just is testament to the legacy the Drifters has left.
Yeah, and of course, next year is 60 years. Have you got in the pipeline maybe new music, new material, new album?
Yeah, we've definitely got a few new tracks coming out next year, but again, I'm not going to reveal too much.
It's all about the rebranding.
It is. Yeah. I'm looking forward to hear it. Thank you for staying around and chatting to us. Have a great show tonight, and hopefully, we'll see you in Folkestone next year, hopefully on that 60-year tour. Thank you.
Just say one more thing. We'd just like to thank PMG for the great job they've done with the Masquerade Tour and the coming tour.
105.9 Academy FM. The sound of Folkestone.